Welcome to this episode of Healthy and Happy. I am Waveney Martin Burrow. Our topic for today, how to prevent a heart attack. And our presenter, Dr. Schubert Palmer.
Each Valentine's Day, the heart takes center stage. Millions of dollars are spent on heart-shaped candy and the billions on heart-shaped jewelry. Why? Because the heart is a symbol of love. More than that, the heart is a symbol of life. So, Dr. Palmer, tell us about the human heart, this marvelous machine.
Yes, your heart is a small but incredible machine. Right now, if you make a fist, that's the size of your heart. It weighs around 8 to 12 ounces. It starts working, actually it starts to work 21 days after conception. And once you're born, on average, it beats around 72 beats per minute, and translated over a lifespan, that's 2.5 billion heartbeats for the rest of your life. That's 100,000 heartbeats a day. Imagine that. And here's something else. Your body has around 5 liters of blood, and as your heart circulates it every minute, over a period of time, that's 10.5 pints of life-giving blood that your heart's continuously pumping. That's 2,000 gallons of blood every day throughout this maze of arteries and capillaries, which if you string them together would form around 60,000 to 100,000 miles of blood vessels.
Wow, that's awesome. But you know, sometimes this marvelous machine becomes defective. So tell us a bit about heart disease.
Sure. In America, heart disease is the #1 killer for both men and women. Here's the model of the heart. As you can see here, there are these coronary arteries, of which we have 3 main ones, starting out with the left main coronary artery. One runs in the front, called the left anterior descending artery. One circles around the back side, called the circumflex. And then there's an artery on the right side. It's called the right coronary artery. Together, they provide the muscles with the blood they need so that they can keep squeezing the blood to your to the body. What happens if you look at a close-up model is these arteries can get blocked. They start out nice and pretty, but as time goes by, depending on our lifestyle, something happens. There's a buildup of plaque until suddenly or gradually it gets to the point where the artery can be very filled with these plaques of fatty deposits, okay? And this causes the heart to narrow. So some areas of the heart will become deprived of oxygenated blood, and they become weak and dysfunctional.
CAD. How does a person move from CAD to a heart attack?
Well, coronary artery disease includes heart attacks and the many derivatives thereof. And if the blocked artery gets progressively worse, or if the plaque breaks off and blocks the artery completely, then you can have what they call an ST elevation myocardial infarction. That's the bad one. That's not good news. That can result in death.
So, if I think I am having a heart attack, what should I do?
Call 911 and have someone get you to the hospital right away. Let me show you what the physician would do when you have a heart attack. I'm going to deputize you to be my assistant, okay?
Okay.
All right, if you grab onto that, here's what we will do. When you get to the hospital, we're going to take you to the operating room catheterization laboratory. Then we're going to insert this catheter through your artery, either in your arm or often through the groin, either way, and advance this catheter to the artery that is blocked. Do you see this catheter right there? At the very tip is a balloon. Once we get to the artery that is blocked, we advance it into that blocked area, and then we're going to go ahead and inflate that balloon. It has a little stent on the top of it, and watch what happens. Just real fast. Good. That's it. There you have it. And with the balloon inflated, you have now opened up the artery, and then we will deflate the balloon and go quickly. Keep going backward and keep sucking it out. And we will remove the balloon, and there is your stent. And this stent opens the blocked artery, and you can have the life-giving blood restored to this part of the heart, and that helps to limit the extent of the heart attack. But I can tell you, and I do this quite often. In fact, I just had to do this again yesterday at 3 o'clock in the morning when I should be sleeping. Anyways, but here's what I do. Immediately after opening up this blocked artery, I'll go to the, I'll take off brake scrub, take off my mask, everything else, my gloves and so on, walk to the head of the table, and I'll talk to the patient, and I'll tell them, I got good news and I got bad news. What do you want to hear first? So I'll tell them, the good news, the artery is now open, and then I tell them the bad news. We did not cure anything. What we've done is just applied a Band-Aid, because you cannot cure heart disease by anything I do in the hospital, not any stents or any open heart surgery.
So we need to focus on prevention.
Absolutely.
What can we do to prevent a heart attack?
The first step is to do aerobic exercise. Aerobics are whole body exercises that strengthen the heart and the blood vessels. And since this type of exercise strengthens the heart, it causes it to work more efficiently, and it helps to make more blood vessels to help even in the event of an accident on the freeway. You'll have enough side streets from the exercise. Some examples of exercise: walking, running, cycling, swimming. Walking, I think, is the best. It's the safest, it's the simplest, and it is the least expensive. I didn't want to use the word cheap. So my recommendation, and the recommendations are to walk 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week, and that's what I would do. In fact, a study of Harvard alumni looking at 16,000 graduates, Dr. Paffenberger found that for every hour of exercise, life expectancy was increased by 2 hours. Isn't that incredible?
1 hour of exercise increases life expectancy 2 hours. That's a 200% in returns on my investment. That beats anything on Wall Street.
Absolutely.
What's another step?
Another step is to prevent heart disease is eat a heart-healthy diet. This diet is high in fiber and lots more. Current preventive cardiology research confirms that the best heart-healthy diet is a well-balanced plant-based diet. Use lots of fruits and veggies. You know, foods like beans and lentils, when you eat them, it's like you're eating nitroglycerin. They help to open up the arteries. That's nature's nitroglycerin. When you eat foods like broccoli and cabbage, they help to lower the cholesterol in the liver. For those who eat fish, you can get omega-3 in salmon and mackerel, and many people feel that omega-3 can be of great help to the heart. But if you're on a plant-based diet, be not alarmed, because the omega-3 precursors can be found in flax seeds, walnuts, soybeans, and in my favorite, chia seeds.
Okay, we have time for just one more strategy. What would that be?
Here's the third one: lower your stress. When someone is under stress, you have a release of adrenaline and cortisol. This rush of hormones can increase your heart rate, raise your blood pressure. In an emergency, this is helpful, but if this is continually happening day in, day out, it becomes harmful. A constant state of stress can make it very hard on the heart, so take steps to manage your stress.
Thank you, Dr. Palmer. 3 wonderful steps. We want to take them in order that we might prevent a heart attack.
These are excellent strategies. Be sure to view part 2 of this episode.